So it's going to be kind of like a quick live. We're going to be talking about Afini Muhammad and Kada Scott. So we'll get right into it, eh, guys?
If we fail here, we're done. Talk about this whole. I'm playing my peaceful music so I don't have to listen to you doing this and you're interrupting my music call on my phone. You see,
Jesus.
Hey everybody, how are you today?
Hi,
What's up,
everybody.
Gary?
Oh, nothing. Just chilling.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about this whole McDonald's thing. So just in case you've been living under a rock like I have and you didn't follow it the last 3 days, let me give you a brief update of what happened. There's a woman, very young lady. Her name is Afini Muhammad. And I guess she got upset with her boss and unalived her boss. They both worked at McDonald's. And her boss was a mother of 6. What is that damn serious that you have to unalive somebody?
ChatGPT is straight up giving me wrong answers. Instead of using ChatGPT, I'm using this app that searches the entire.
Have to unalive somebody. It makes no sense. I hate it when I hear these stories about these young people throwing their life away. But you took somebody's mother and her children came out in a very heartfelt statement. They were devastated. But so she was let go, came back, and then poke did what she did. And I believe, how many pokes was there, Perry?
Well, I mean, I've heard from 15 to 20.
Okay.
You know.
A lot. So, but she's a very bizarre girl. She's very bizarre. So the day that Perry told me about the story, I went on her social media. She's one of those people. She wears a mask all the time. She's very dark. She'll change her hair color, do weird things with her teeth. At first, I thought it was something somebody did that didn't like her, until I realized that this was her postings. It could easily be mistaken as witchcraft, almost maybe voodoo, something, or a person that likes to get high. So it came out in court 2 days ago that she was a substance abuser, and had mental illness. I don't know if one came before the other or both are true at the same time, but this is what came out in court a couple days ago. Now, she had been talking about being bullied by her boss.
Unfairly treated today at work. I was literally physically tapped on a lot of times. My name kept getting called. I was doing a great job. I kept getting sabotaged, tempted, so my button can get pressed and I can go out of character.
Sent home early yesterday. I got sent home early today by the same person. I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect.
More towards your way, down.
And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. She's playing games. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man. That shit gonna have to stop. She's a bully. I'm telling you. She's a bully. She brings a lot of negative energy in there. She always panic when there's a lot going on, and then she try to manipulate to make it seem like we ain't doing something right, but we are working really hard and doing great. It's just the fact that she panicked, and I called her a few times making a mistake, and she tried to hurry up and play it off. Nobody's perfect. It's fucking McDonald's. It happens. You know what I mean? Sometimes, somebody might get confused. So fuck, it gets busy, yeah. But she needs to stop playing like she don't be making mistakes. That start animosity and shit. And she keep putting in the air and stuff, then trying to tell me I'm always snapping on people. No, that's false. No, I don't snap on people. I don't go in there doing that. I told her, no, I make peace. That's what I'm doing. I've been creating peace. So with all that negative energy that she's bringing in there and trying to manipulate it, no, that's going to stop. All that negative shit she's saying about, her personal life, all of that. No, she's bringing all of that in there. And
So yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about this case. Afini Muhammad, McDonald's employee, went on a rant and was accused of unaliving her manager at McDonald's. Following an argument, it was all over Instagram. 27-year-old Afini Muhammad apparently vented online about her manager of McDonald's in East Point, Michigan. And hours later, that same manager, Jennifer Harris, was unalived after months of silence and questions about what would happen next. This story actually started on social media and it spiraled out into something that no one could have imagined. On July the 10th, police saw that Afini Muhammad had gone in and called her manager. So here's the rest of the video.
And playing games saying she want to take her belt off and beat somebody. Y'all act like my kids in there. No, we ain't your kids. Respect us. Stop talking to us like that. That shit is crazy. I'm telling you. But to get sent home 2 days in a row, man, and I came in on my off day to make up my time, and she still sends me home early, it's not funny. Somebody gonna have to do something about that. It's not funny. It's not fair. It isn't funny at all. So, she could keep being a bully if she wants to, but that shit is going to catch up to her. Because it ain't funny at all. It ain't.
Now she's very upset. And here is the victim. Jennifer Harris fired her. And she got upset. They started, she went home. She grabbed a poke. She came back. They started fighting near the drive-in area. I guess a customer seen them, shot 2 shots up in the air to try to break it up. The victim loses her life. She's a mother of 6. So then, of course, when this happens, everyone starts going into her social media and really checking things out. Now, there was a guy that lived with her, and his name was Wayne. He lived with her. So there's a series of postings before
So she had a mentor for sure.
all of this went down. And on the
Something like getting told no or whatever it was. Now I'll find another video that I had about her. No. Sorry guys, sometimes I don't save them in the places that I should. So yeah, there was that one. Okay, we'll just go over to here. Afini Muhammad. Yep. Sorry if you are in here and I can't see your comments, but yeah.
The harsh desert climate killed their crops.
I haven't grown anything. It sucks.
And lack of building skills sent them facing a return to the city.
7/10/25 McDonald's employee Afini Muhammad stabbed McDonald's manager Jennifer Harris multiple times with a kitchen knife at the McDonald's restaurant at 179219 Mile. Harris was not armed at the time and died of her injuries. Prior to the stabbing, Muhammad was sent home by Harris for not performing her work duties and told Harris, "I'll be back." Muhammad was arrested on scene and the knife was recovered. Muhammad admitted that she intended to kill Harris and stated that after she was sent home, she drove to a nearby park, decided to come back and stab Harris with a knife that she had inside of her vehicle. When Muhammad returned to stab Harris, she entered the back entrance with a hooded mask over her face in an attempt to conceal her identity and attempted to flee the scene after the stabbing, but was stopped by an armed customer.
The only way that's going to happen is if Russ takes over.
Did you know that starting in your 20s, you lose 1% of collagen each year?
What up, family? It's your boy SNTV, man, coming back at y'all with a news update. From what I've gathered, this lady, Afini Muhammad, she was mentally unstable.
But I should have known. I'm playing my peaceful music so I don't have to listen to you doing this, and you're interrupting my music call on my phone. Please leave me alone.
You told me you never ignore me.
Stop fucking with me!
I did some research on her. She had an Instagram, and she would post on there a lot. And a lot of the things that she would post it's quite disturbing when you look, when you look in hindsight. Like, it's like this lady was definitely on the edge. She was a lonely person. Like I said, definitely mentally disturbed, and she also has prior history of stabbing people. She was charged in 2022, January of 2022, of unlawful injury, the stab, cut, wound with malicious intent, and unlawful wounding. Now, this allegedly took place in Virginia. It says, so Afini Muhammad Badu, the woman who unalived the manager at McDonald's in East Point, previously lived in Maryland, where her last name was changed from McCoy to Muhammad. She also lived in Virginia, where she has prior charges of stabbing, cutting. When you mix all of that that's going on in her head with a stressful job like McDonald's, with a manager that may not have been as pleasant as people are trying to make it out to be.
Look at this. Look at the door today.
Wow, this thing's dead.
Was it 3:52? A couple days ago. It was in the 80s here. Yeah. 52 degrees here. Is gold.
A week ago, Russ's lack of homesteading skills were in danger of ending his off-grid dream. Burdened with huge food bills, the family groceries perished in the overheating pantry.
Those of us that have worked in the fast food field will tell you, like, there's times to where, things are extremely stressful. I don't think that this manager was this sweet, innocent person. Not to say that that she deserved what she got, but I am hearing that the manager actually provoked this, and that the manager, took off on this girl first. This is what I'm hearing. Now, I have a brief video of the altercation. It's not a full video. It's only like a couple seconds of what took place. You know what I'm saying?
Breaking story we have been following the last few hours out of East Point.
Also, this girl was making videos about this lady. This girl was making videos about this lady, saying that the lady was, bullying her. Something needs to be done about it. The lady tried intimidating her.
I'm telling you, she's a bully. This shit isn't funny. She needs to understand that just because she's a mother and got children doesn't mean that she can come in the store, disrespecting people, talking to them like everybody's beneath her. She has no respect. And it isn't funny at all. Like, seriously, man, I got shit I gotta take care of. And she keeps sending me home early. It's not funny. And then all day, throughout the day, she keeps sending her little racial shit. And then throughout the day, she keeps on, putting negative energy in the air, talking about people, gossiping about people. It's not funny, man.
And you also have accounts coming from other people that work there that said the lady was, she was some bullshit. So we have to look at all of this, and when you sum it up, it's a messed up situation. I hate that it happened, but moral of the story is people need to start paying attention to who they fucking with. People got to be careful, because sometimes you end up messing with the wrong one, and then stuff like this takes place. This lady already had a lot going on. She obviously was failed somewhere. This lady should have been in a damn mental institution.
Mm,
You know,
exactly.
she was crying out for help, crying out for help. On her Instagram, if you go to her Instagram, she's walking around with unalive birds, playing with bed bugs, having mental dates with bottles and stuff like that. You know, it's a lot of stuff that she got going on. Her Instagram is official Risen Phoenix. Soon as you type in official Risen Phoenix is gonna come up. I want y'all to go to her Instagram and just, you know, scroll down and watch some of them videos. The lady, she would always do the Chucky filter. She had a mask of a Jason Voorhees, like a hoodie zip up mask of Jason Voorhees. You know, she was, I don't know, she had a hell of an imagination, and at times it looked like she would go back to the age of 6 or 7 or maybe 9 or 10, and in her mind, like she was like a little superhero or something. I like this sing. She also did music, which sounded horrible, you know? But all of this stuff, these are the pieces to the puzzle that people missed. And when it's all said and done, this was a horrible situation that took place, but people continue to not pay attention to people when it comes to their mental health. Straight up. We got to start being more observant, y'all. We got to start, you know, looking for these signs. And when we see these signs, we got to start, you know, doing what we could to help these people, because the victim could be you, it could be me, it could be anybody. You know? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. It's your boy.
Wow, that was interesting. It's sad to see that, you know, when people cry out for help, they're not getting the help that they should be getting. And it's really sad because there are signs there for that kind of thing, you know. So the people around them, you know, like their loved ones, should be helping them. Anyway, our next case, guys, is about Kada Scott. So, yeah. So the family searching for their loved one. Family members are anxious for answers. Family members of Kada Scott say they just want her home. Their desperate plea comes as police tell us that the homicide unit is now helping. The night before, police searched a home on 5500 block of Salmere Terrace in South England. They say these are the most experienced detectives. The father, who's now been searching for 10 days, she never made it home on last Friday. There was a massive police search. Evidence led them to the search for Kada came up empty. The 23-year-old was last seen wearing black scrubs. She was reported being harassed before she went missing. So anyway, we'll have a look at some videos on that, shall we? Hope you are all having a great day, and I'm glad to be finally back to see you all. I always have to go through my list, so I know it's coming up. Kada Scott. Kada Scott, here we go. So I'll play this.
One Choice Life Insurance helps to protect your family financially if the unexpected happens. Choose a cover amount.
But we begin with a Philadelphia family anxious for answers as they search for a loved one, a missing loved one. Family members of 23-year-old Kada Scott say they just want her home.
Yeah, their desperate plea comes as police tell us the homicide unit is now helping with this investigation. Action News reporter Becca Hendrickson spoke with the family this afternoon. She joins us now live with more on what they're saying. Becca.
Brian and Sarah, everyone just wants answers in this case. They want to know what happened to Kada Scott. Police saying the homicide unit is now involved, even though this isn't a homicide investigation at this point. Police say these are the most experienced detectives on the force, and they will leave no stone unturned.
I love her. She's a great person.
A plea from a father who's now been searching for his daughter for 10 days. 23-year-old Kada Scott went missing Saturday, October 4th. She was last seen going to an overnight shift at her job in Chestnut Hill. She never made it home.
A lot of friends, family. Again, a very creative, ambitious young lady. And we just went home safely.
Last Friday, there was a massive police search involving hundreds of cadets, canines, and drones at Aubrey Arboretum. Police say evidence led them there, but the search for Kada came up empty. The night before, police searched a home on the 5500 block of Belmar Terrace in southwest Philadelphia. Kada's friends and family have been out searching too.
Canvass the neighborhoods, any leads we could possibly get so we could forward to police in hopes of getting my daughter back home.
The 23-year-old was last seen wearing black scrubs. She had reported being harassed before she went missing. Her vehicle was still at her job as the investigation into her disappearance started, and her phone was dead, which both her family and police say was troubling.
Unable to call or text. That's just not her personality, especially not checking with me or her mom or her little sister to just let us know she's okay. So it's definitely unusual.
Now, as the search is well into its second week, her family is anxious for answers and pleading for anyone who may know anything to come forward.
You never know what little small minuscule information may apply to the big picture, the puzzle that may actually get Kada home. So whatever you think can help, call in, report it to the police department. That might be the piece that they're looking for.
Now, police have also said that the family started a GoFundMe. They say that any money raised there is going to go to the person who can bring credible information that leads them to Kada. Live here at Police Headquarters, Becca Hendrickson, Channel 6 Action News. Brian, Sarah.
Okay, that search intensifying. Becca, thank you.
Okay, so yeah, apparently there was a arrest made,
NBC 10
so we'll have a
breaking
look at
news.
That breaking news right now on NBC 10. The Philadelphia Police Department is just about to hold a news conference sharing some new information in the Kada Scott case. Officers just got to the podium. Let's listen in.
I appreciate it. You want me to turn it a little bit to... All right. I didn't know if you want to shift this. All right. I got you over. That's all right.
Okay. Oh, I'm very in here.
Yeah, I don't know if it's you want to stay on this, like, on the pillar? Just go. All right.
What's over here in front of the pillar?
Yeah, just so I think they can capture that.
It looks like we're still setting up just a little bit, getting the photographers in the room, the microphone situated. Again, this is a news conference about Kada Scott, the 23-year-old from Philadelphia. She's been missing for about 2 weeks now, disappeared on October 4th. Scott's family last saw her the night that she left for an overnight shift at her job at the Terrace at Chestnut Hill. That's a nursing home on East Abington Avenue. Just yesterday, law enforcement sources confirmed that police identified a man who they wanted to talk to in connection to the case. Let's listen in.
The disappearance of Kada Scott, which occurred on October 4th, 11 days ago. Going to provide you an update in terms of an individual that is currently in custody for his involvement in the disappearance of Miss Scott. However, still a lot of work needs to be done. And so I just want to make that very clear as to why we are here and the information that you will receive. Essentially letting you know how we have gotten here, but more so the public's help that we need right now. The public has been very, very helpful thus far in providing a lot of information, which the investigators have been able to track down a lot of the leads, which has helped us get to this point here. But as I said, a lot of work still to be done. The number one priority is locating Miss Scott. I just want to make that very clear. And so while we are at this stage of this now, that's our priority. And so we will ask for your help in locating this vehicle, which you'll get a little more information. It's a 1999 metallic gold Toyota Camry with a Pennsylvania tag of MSX0797. But we need to know where this car is. We need to find this car. Making this very clear, it's not to just focus on the northwest section of the city of Philadelphia. This car has traversed through the entire city. And so I want that to be clear, that every neighborhood, every person listening to this, whether you're in North Philly, South Philly, Southwest, Northwest, please open your eyes and see if you locate this car, or if you have seen this car, please contact us and give us that information. The second part of this is the individual that Deputy Commissioner Venor will provide his information very shortly. Want folks to understand this person has a little bit of a pattern of this type of history. And so we want to encourage anyone that may have been involved with this individual, anyone that may know this individual, please, at this point in time, make that phone call. Feel comfortable enough to call us and let us know if you have any information regarding this person, regarding any interaction you've had with this individual. If you have been the victim of any crime regarding this individual, I want you to understand now is the time to make that phone call and let us know. Give us that information so that we can continue on. Again, just want to make it very clear that a lot of work has been done, starting off with Northwest Detective Division, and then this case shifting over to homicide, making it very clear that the case was shifted to homicide because we have the most experienced investigators in our homicide unit. They have the most experience dealing with all types of investigations. They also have the most resources available to them. And so we have the hopes that we are still treating this as if Ms. Scott is still alive, and that's why we want the public's help in trying to locate every single piece of this. But I just wanted to make that clear because I know there's been reports once it shifted over to homicide, folks not understanding the why. And so that's the reason behind that. At this point in time, again, appreciate the help that we've gotten. I want to turn everything over to Deputy Venor to go into more details about the individual that has been taken into custody and some other pertinent facts of the investigation.
Right. All right, good morning. Just to reiterate what the Commissioner Stanford said, we've been investigating this since Saturday, October 4th in the evening, the last time Kada Scott was seen at her place of work up in Mount Airy area. Our evidence that we followed, and we did involve a lot of investigators on this, led us to several places, that digital evidence, and as everybody knows, we searched a very large area up in the Arboretum, and we came up really with negative results. After that time, we asked the Homicide Division, the FBI Violent Crime Task Force to enter into the investigation. And we continued our search, trying to Ms. Scott along with anybody she may have encountered during that time. Our evidence that she
keeps going on.
her Instagram, social media sites, and everywhere else work. She left her car at that location. So it's very important that this individual, who does have prior history of being arrested, especially for this very same thing, this year was charged with kidnapping another female acquaintance. That case was dismissed from court, and we'll explain it. It's going to be refiled now as we're going to move forward to attempt. So he's being really charged with 2 cases today of kidnapping, and that case involved kidnapping. So this is a pattern of behavior. That vehicle that you've seen, the Toyota Camry, was his vehicle. All right, that vehicle's not recovered. All right, some of the stuff he did as we attempted to find him was he got rid of things like the car, the phone. We're not able to find things that he was using. He had an address in Southwest Philadelphia. He had other addresses that it looks like he's not using anymore. So he attempted to elude us for some time. He did come in last night. He's here being processed, but there's a lot of questions we still have. So we're asking the public's help. We need it more than ever. This car, you'll see a better picture of it. We sent it to you digitally. It's a gold colored Camry, 1999. It has heavy front end damage on the left front bumper. All right, that's being described that way several times. We know it's been in the Mount Airy area. We have photos of it in Center City. We have pictures of it in Grace Ferry area and in Southwest Philadelphia. So it's possible that it could be anywhere. It could be outside the city. So if somebody sees this, thinks they know where this car is, it's very possible it doesn't have this tag on it anymore. So if you see a car like it, we're urging you to call police, have it investigated. Any information on this, you can call our tip line, 215-686-TIPS, 8477, or the Homicide Division directly and give that information. All right, I'm going to turn things over to ADA Teslowski, who could speak a little more about the charges and potentially other charges that he's facing.
Thank you. My name is Ashley Teslowski. I am an assistant district attorney in the homicide unit. I became involved in this investigation last week when the investigation was turned over to the homicide unit. So I became the assigned ADA when detectives Rob Daly and Joe Kremen took over the case. The first thing I want to say is that PPD and our federal partners and Detective Daly and Detective Kremen have done an amazing job to get us where we are. Today I'm joined by Tracy Washington from our Victim Services Unit and also Bob Listenby, the first assistant of our office. What I can confirm is that our office, as of the early morning hours into the early morning hours this morning, did charge this individual with charges, the lead charge being kidnapping. You know, as we've said multiple times at this point, we do not know where Ms. Scott is. So at this point, our lead charge is kidnapping. What we're able to confirm and what I was able to charge based on is what we know, which has already been said, which is that this person, Mr. King, is the last person we believe to be in contact with her and that he was in contact with her when she went offline, meaning her phone, everything. So at this point, the investigation has led us here and we're able to charge him with kidnapping, recklessly endangering another person, use of a communication facility, meaning his phone. We were able to track his phone and communications on his phone. He's being processed as we speak. When I picked up this investigation, one of the things that our office also learned was that he did have a previous case. It was a 2025 case for very similar conduct, strangulation and kidnapping. That case had been withdrawn by our office based on the witness failing to appear at court. I pulled that file.
I can't get over that. You thought they would have at least left her in jail. I mean, kidnapping and doing the same stuff as before. Come on. Really?
And after an extensive review of it, our office made the decision to refile those charges. We believe there is enough to proceed, and we also do believe that this is a pattern for this person. That refile was filed yesterday. He was served on that as a part of our conversation with him. Him being here and being processed on the new charges, he was served for that. So he will also be facing a preliminary hearing on that previous kidnapping case as well. So at this point, he will have two open.
She just said that he was going to get charged in this court when he goes to court this time for the previous charges. Didn't they arrest him for that? What
kidnapping cases that will face preliminary hearings in the coming months.
I don't understand that.
I don't know if there's any questions.
District Attorney's Office, how many times does the defendant, does the case appear before a judge that it's then withdrawn? I mean, how many times does this matter come before a judge and the decision then gets made is withdrawn?
And it depends. In this specific case, what I could tell you is that after the first listing, when the victim failed to appear, the case was marked what I'll call must be tried, which is a little bit of a court lingo, but basically saying if it's not tried by the next listing, it'll either be dismissed or withdrawn. It was marked that way after the first listing when she didn't appear in court. And then at the second listing, when again, we didn't have the witness or the victim in court, it was at that point withdrawn given the previous marking.
Do you just date birth?
I do not, but I'm sure we can get that.
Yeah, okay.
The video that I'm seeing of the vehicle in the area of the Arboretum, we believe that's the vehicle that.
So this vehicle has been traveling all over the city. So we do believe this video was involved in what we're talking about, and we have it all over the city in concert with how he's moving as well. Yep, we have the date of birth for you. It is 5/6/2004. So 5/6/2004.
Do you guys know how the two knew each other, how long it had been, and is this the specific individual that Kada had expressed concern about?
specifically harassment? I'm not willing to comment on that at this time. That's still very much being investigated in terms of their relationship and how long they knew each other.
So the significance of the car right now, the urgency, if you will, can you address why you believe people need to find this car?
Sure, I can certainly comment on that, or if you want to. I mean, at this point, we believe he is connected to this vehicle. We also believe she may have been in that vehicle.
As far as the other case, the kidnapping case,
yes.
can you just explain some of the circumstances surrounding that case, as brief as you would?
Sure. That case is an individual that was known to him, a domestic in nature. And what I can say is the allegations in that case are that he kidnapped a woman in front of her house, threw her in her car, assaulted her, and then eventually let her out of the car. There is some video evidence. I believe that'll be played at the preliminary hearing, but that was domestic in nature.
Do you have a time or about when that happened?
It was this year in 2025. The case was withdrawn in May, so it predates that by a little bit.
What was the last location as far as?
I don't know if we have exactly the last location, but what I can say is through our investigation, it was tracked all over the city, in multiple areas of the city in multiple different time periods throughout, the entire length of this investigation.
When police were at an address in Southwest Philadelphia last Thursday night, was that one of his addresses?
It was one of the addresses connected to this investigation.
Do you believe anyone else might be helping Kate or possibly driving that vehicle for him?
In terms of other people being involved, I don't have comment on that at this time. It's still very much being investigated. There have been several phone numbers involved that we've been tracking, but all roads at this point lead to him, and so that's what we're hoping leads us to her.
After she arrives at work at 10 o'clock, how big is the time that she actually remains at work before leaving?
Yeah.
She's not there long at all. She gets there maybe just before 10, and right after she's out, maybe 20 minutes. That's what I'm told.
Are they connected? Are they communicating at this point?
We believe they are, yeah.
Do you know how the two knew each other?
I don't know their relationship. Obviously, they had a connection. They're going back and forth, and they've known each other for a short time, but I don't know how long.
Do you know if she was willingly meeting him, or?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
I'm going to take a couple more questions. We'll get this information out there. So, 2 more questions?
I just wanted to see is he saying anything? Is he being interviewed?
I'm not going to comment on that at this point.
Next question.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You've been listening there to Philadelphia Police, as well as the District Attorney's Office, giving us an update on the missing persons case of 23-year-old Kada Scott, who's been missing for the past 11 days. Disappeared October 4th. A lot of new information coming out of that news conference. The biggest thing that police saying they still have a lot of work that needs to be done in this case, that they still need.
Okay, we'll probably watch maybe a couple more videos about it, and then I'll end the live, eh? Alright, so...
Markets move fast, and opportunities never rest. That's why you need Moo, so you can trade different.
There are human female remains that were found in a shallow grave on the grounds of an abandoned school, and they are believed to be 23-year-old Kada Scott, the Philadelphia woman who has been missing for a couple of days.
Based on a tip that came in late last night through the night, investigators began the process of following up on that tip this morning, starting around 10 o'clock this morning, following up on that tip. And the tip was very specific that led us back to this location here today.
When I heard she had been found, I thought she was found alive, only to find out that it was her remains that had been found. Jeez. But here's the thing, guys. The police had been in that area for almost a week. And from what I recall, she wasn't hidden well, which means they wouldn't have missed her if she was there when they did their initial search. You know what this means? Somebody probably had to move that body there and tipped the police. Also, apparently the brother was suspiciously coming out of the nursing home when people were trying to get out. Like, why was her brother coming out of the nursing home while people were trying to go in? Allegedly, the brother also pulled out his bang-bang on them, telling them to get back. And then there's a Gabby that people are also giving the side eye, because she seems to be saying a lot, but also saying nothing at the same time. Honestly, this whole story isn't making any sense, and all these people sporadically calling with tips is hella suspicious. But let's break down everything to the T. Okay, the thing is, Kada was last seen by her mother on October 4th when she was leaving for work at a nearby nursing home. But on that evening, Kada arrived at work, but left prior to her shift's completion. The next day, when she didn't show up, she was reported missing, and the family told police that in the days leading up to her disappearance, she had told them and her friends that someone had been harassing her via phone. Apparently, she was in communication with an individual called Keon King, and that she appeared to meet with him very shortly after she left work on October 4th. After the report, the police actually asked the public's help in locating King's vehicle, a 1999 metallic gold Toyota Camry with a Pennsylvania license plate of MSX 0797, which they believe Kada Scott may have been in, and later that day, police confirmed that King's vehicle was found in an apartment lot. They received 2 tips. The first led them to an elementary school where they said they recovered evidence of value, and the second that led them to the vehicle connected to Kada's disappearance. Of course, when the case was reported, people started asking questions because there were things that just didn't make sense. For starters, some of Kada's social media stuff disappeared, and they were not removed by the police because they would obviously want to keep it open to monitor for any activity. The other thing that people found out is that she left her car behind, but took her phone, which was strange. And by the way, she never went into details about the nature of the harassment to her family or reporting it, unless, of course, that information is being withheld. Now, while searching the school earlier, the police located items believed to belong to Kada, including a cell phone case, an iPad case, glasses, and a card bearing her name. Then, days later, they reportedly got a tip telling them where to search. The police actually released a statement saying, while conducting a search of the property, investigators discovered a shallow grave and recovered human remains believed to be those of Kada Scott. This is a heartbreaking development, and our thoughts are with Kada's family and loved ones during this extremely difficult time. The Philadelphia Police Department remains committed to uncovering the truth and ensuring that justice is served. Apparently, the remains were found in a heavily wooded area after police received a very specific anonymous tip overnight, and officers began the search, and they found the remains located in a deeply wooded area behind Ada H. Lewis Middle School, an abandoned school near Aubrey Arboretum in Germantown.
No,
Wait, so you want to tell me the police had been out there searching that exact area for almost a week? A whole week. Yet when they finally find her, they were saying she wasn't even hidden that well. Now tell me how that works. Are we really supposed to believe trained officers combed through that spot?
What I don't understand is how can they miss it? Like, but mind you, like they said, and unless they came through, the police had already been through searching, and then that person grabbed the body and put it there. I don't understand how they could have missed it.
Over and over, and somehow missed a body right there in plain sight? Or, and hear me out, did somebody move her there later and then conveniently tip off the police once it was safe to find her? I mean, it's really looking like the body was moved, but for now we don't know by who. Obviously, the first suspect would be King, but we have people suspecting that he wasn't working alone, which brings us to an alleged accomplice, Gabby. See, Gabby has been saying so much about Kada's case, including how she knows King, and people are just looking at her like, girl, what exactly do you know? First off, people are pointing out that Gabby's friend allegedly said Kada was dead before the news even broke. Like, how would she know that unless someone told her something? Then when people started questioning her, she started backtracking with this long, let me clear some things up post. This is what she wrote. I'm Gabby, and I want to clear some things up. For one, I did not know Kada personally. I knew her little sister. We were friends when I was growing up, but we grew apart when I was around 11 to 12. Throughout my whole life, me and Kada have probably exchanged 6 words to each other. We were not friends, just neighbors. Second, me and Keon were friends before any of this stuff happened. I had no idea about his past behavior. Before Kada went missing, Keon called me and asked if I knew her because he noticed she lives close to me. I told him that I did know her, but not personally. This was not out of the normal because Keon would usually call me to talk about girls. That was the entire conversation. We were on the phone for 29 seconds. I did not go to the cops about this information information because, for one, he had already turned himself in. Two, there was not much to tell. We had a 30-second conversation where he asked me if I knew Kada. 3, y'all know how the streets are. I don't know where y'all are from, but around here, we don't talk to the cops. That's just the way I grew up. My sincerest prayers go out to Kada and her family. I pray she makes a safe return home. In her own words, she says she didn't even really know Kada, just her little sister from way back when they were kids. Fine. But then she admits she was friends with Keon, the very guy accused in this whole mess. And not just acquaintances, she literally says he called her right before Kada disappeared to ask if she knew her. Like, what kind of question is that? Also, that last line where she said, "My sincerest prayers go out to Kada and her family. I pray she makes a safe return home," would have been comforting if she hadn't already implied that Kada was gone before anyone officially knew. Honey, if you ask a lot of people, they will tell you they suspect Gabby knows more than she's saying. Did she know something ahead of time? Is she protecting someone, or just trying to clean up her image now that people are connecting the dots? Then there's the brother situation, which makes everything even more sus. Why was he allegedly coming out of the nursing home just as people were trying to get in? And why did he reportedly pull out his bang bang on folks? Like, if you're grieving and trying to help, why escalate things like that? What was going on in there that made him act like he was protecting something? And don't even get me started on the random tips that suddenly started rolling in out of nowhere. First it's one call, then another, and somehow each one leads the police closer, but also further from any solid answers. Who are these people calling in, and why now? What I'm wondering is whether Kada actually knew Keon King, because some folks think she might have left with him willingly, at least at first. Maybe she didn't realize the danger. Maybe she trusted him, or maybe they had some kind of prior connection nobody's talking about yet. Because the way things unfolded feels too smooth for a total stranger situation. Some people are even starting to wonder if this might have been a love thing gone wrong. Anywho, the other thing that people found out is that King is also facing charges in what officials call a similar case from earlier this year, in which a woman was allegedly kidnapped and strangled, but she survived. Those charges were dropped when the accuser failed to appear in court, but will now be refiled because we may be looking at a pattern here. Based on reports, in the first case, the prosecutor said King kidnapped a woman from in front of her car, threw her in her car, roughed her up, and eventually let her out. Yikes. So, in that first case, they said King literally snatched a woman right in front of her own house, threw her into her own car, roughed her up, and then just let her go. Baby, we have to ask, how many times does someone get away with something that terrible before it escalates into something worse? How did this man get the chance to do it again? Seriously, how many warning signs were missed? Why was a man with a near identical case allowed to walk free? And if the system failed to protect one woman before, how many others are out there who were silenced or too scared to come forward? At the end of the day, I'm just wondering whether Kada's tragedy was preventable, or are we only now seeing the full scope of something that's been happening in the shadows all along? And most importantly, who else was involved? We still don't have all the answers, but I'd sure love to know your thoughts on this case. So, let me know in the comments section below.
I can't believe that they fucking let that guy, excuse my French, but they let that guy bloody out again after he already had done that actual thing. So yeah. But anyway, that is it for today, guys. I'll be back probably tomorrow or the next day with another couple of cases. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and do come again. Thank you for all that